Hey guys, I am Beltran. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video subject matter is being a good wife is unacceptable. Did you know that if you commit yourself to your family, you devote your time, your love, your chores, your efforts to your husband and your children, that you deserve to be ridiculed? At least this is the message the media is currently portraying. Women punishing women. Why? One of Australia's main staple television programs are the morning programs. They have them on every channel, 7, 9 and 10. On Channel 9 they have Alison Langdon, and she introduced this story by mocking it and claiming that we have returned to the 1950s. Now, I see nothing wrong with this if it has been chosen and every party is satisfied with the specific outcome. Here's the clip.
I want to take you back to the 1950s, or at least that's what I thought when I read this Brisbane mum's Facebook post. Brooke Smith shared her routine online. Here's what she said. I always make sure I don't go to bed until everyone's lunches are packed, their clothes are set out for the next day, including my husband's, and the house is clean, dishwasher is on, and a load of washing is on. I always get up early, 4:30, with my husband to make his breakfast and coffee. Chris, I mean, a lot of people online are saying, well done, are praising her.
Who? Who are these people? Oh, has he hypnotised her or something? Who does this stuff? Making his breakfast and then putting his clothes out of a night? Is he disabled or something? Like, seriously. Like, get a grip, get off your bum and do stuff yourself.
But did you see her photos too? She still had time to, like, make her hair look beautiful and put her makeup on.
Women attacking women.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think she looks gorgeous.
Yeah, you're making the rest of us look bad.
What does a 1950s housewife do? The cooking, the cleaning, the ironing, getting the kids ready for school, the household chores. What does a woman in 2020 do? What is the difference between 1950s and 2020? The house still needs to be taken care of. The children still need to be fed and taken to school. Husband still needs sex. Now, the post that started all this, I always make sure I don't go to bed until everyone's lunches are packed, their clothes are set out for the next day, including my husband's. They're actually fiancés, not husband and wife. And the house is clean, dishwasher is on, and load of washing is on. Sometimes it means I get to bed at 9, sometimes it means I get to bed at midnight, but I always get up at 4:30 with husband to make his breakfast and coffee, to make time for me and have a hot coffee and do my hair, get a little peace and quiet, meditation / exercise, and do my face for the day. A happy mum equals a happy household. Do it even when you feel like not doing it, because you'll be happy for it the next day. That is not what everyone is reading though. Everyone is taking out portions and forgetting the part that shows that she needs time to herself too, and she enjoys meditating, exercising. And the last and most important line I found was, happy mum equals happy household. Not a single place has mentioned that though. Explain how Brooke Smith, fiancé and mother of 4 children under 6, deserves to be ridiculed. Alright, she's being labelled very much as overly traditional, very 1950s, but I just want to make a mention, for additional information, she has a lot of tattoos, and so does her husband. This is not a traditional route. So again, check. The couple, unusually again, also run an MMA gym. She assists her husband with the business, and they breed American pit bulls. If anything, she looks like Superwoman, and she's making all the other women out there and mothers look pretty bad. So I wouldn't call this overly traditional. I'll say more than anything that she's Superwoman going above and beyond. And I think this is actually what's pissing people off. I don't really know Brooke on an intimate level, but I've had some communication with her, and she's friendly, she's kind, she's polite, and happens to consider herself someone who is of Christian values. And there is actually a word for this. There's a word for the type of woman she is and the type of man her fiancé is. Because they match each other, and she tries to alleviate his pressures for the day, and he tries to do the same for her in his own way by working and feeding the kids. This is not equality, because men and women are not technically equal. Men are physically stronger, women are emotionally more sound. We complement each other. Complementarianism. Complementarianism is the view that males and females complement each other in their different roles and duties. In the context of Christianity, men are to be leaders in the church and the home, where women are not. Likewise, women are to assist the husband in raising children and expanding the kingdom of God. Christian complementarianism does not see women as inferior or men as superior. Instead, it sees them as being identical in nature but different in function and role. Different in function and role. For example, women are to bear children, where men are not. They are biologically not capable. This obvious biological difference is a complementarian necessity within the family. Likewise, men are to lead their families with godly direction, and the women are to support their husbands in their leadership. Some time ago, a well-known nostalgic celebrity came to the forefront once again. Her name is Candace Cameron. Candace Cameron used to be on a TV show called Full House, and then she has gone on to do a reboot of the show called Fuller House. Now, she is one of the few actresses in Hollywood, I believe, that is genuinely authentic in her Christianity. And submission, to submit to your husband, is something that a lot of people have struggled with, particularly the feminist leftist world today. They think the word submit is an act of weakness. But in fact, it is quite the opposite. Here is Candace Cameron to explain it. I believe this is the perfect equation, and I believe this is the perfect explanation. Note who the reporter is once again.
How do you define a submissive wife?
Well, I do mean what I say in the book, and I use the word submissive, and it's a word that I'm very comfortable with because it's the biblical definition of the word submissive. So I've been taught this, and it's not an ugly word to me, but I can understand how people take that because this word can be looked at as a perverted word when it comes to a marriage, as in a sexual submissive way. People can look at it as being overly dominant or dictatorship or even oppressive, but the biblical definition of submissive is neither of those. It is meekness. It says obeying meekly. Meekness is not weakness. It is a strength under control. It's bridled strength. So my husband and I are equal in importance in our marriage, and my husband does not dominate me, but I love that my man leads our family because he loves us so much, and he's called to love me to the point of laying his life down for me. I mean, that's how much he's called biblically to love me, and I respect him. So we have this very wonderful mutual relationship. But when it comes to some big decisions that we can't agree upon, eventually someone in a relationship has to compromise. So I understand that the word compromise makes some people feel more comfortable, but in a biblical definition and the blueprint by which we follow our marriage, I would be the more submissive one, or the one that is compromising more, because I trust that my husband will make the best decision if we can't agree on someone to lead our family well.
Straight from the dog's mouth, this is what Brooks said about the 1950s mischaracterization. There's always a mix of negative and positive feedback on anything you post on Facebook, but yeah, I think there's a lot of women assuming that I'm living a 50s lifestyle and that I shouldn't baby my husband, she said. But I think that if someone works hard in the sun all day and now after hours to make their business work, I think it is the least I can do, and he shouldn't be expected to come home and also cook and clean. There's a reality television show I really, really like. The character's name, the person's name, is Kristen Cavallari. Kristen Cavallari has opened up and had much success with her company Uncommon James, which started out as earrings, became accessories, and it's gone on to be more. She's also a mother. She's also a wife. She has a business, she's a mother, she's a wife. Now, no one demonizes her, but this young lady gets demonized.
Me working makes me a better mom and a better wife. You know, having that creative outlet and having something to call my own really, really helps me. And so being a mom is my number one priority. It always will be. It's also where I'm the happiest.
Right.
But I also get so much out of owning Uncommon James and doing that. So they both fuel one another, you know?
I wanted to talk about that more because recently I've been talking to women, just meeting people like at my kids' school and stuff. A lot of women, when they don't work, they sometimes lose their identity.
Yeah.
So that's a great point that you
Yeah.
said, to like let your creative outlet flow. Like,
Yeah. And I think it's important that we have something that's ours, you know, and obviously being a mom is a large part of who I am, but it's not all of who I am.
Right.
And listen, being a mom is obviously totally great for a lot of people. And for some women, that's all they've ever
Right.
wanted. And that's amazing.
Right.
But I've always been the kind of girl that loves working. You know,
Same here.
Yeah. Like I got a job when I was 15 and I remember my dad being like, you don't have to work. You know that, right? And I was like, no, I want to make
Right.
my own money.
Right.
And so that's just always been in my blood. And I think too, it would have been easy for me just to marry Jay and have some kids and call it a day, but I wouldn't be happy doing that.
Right.
I love like getting out there and owning life and like doing everything that I've always wanted to do.
Why? Because above all of it, it seems they appear to put their career first. If you are a woman who chooses to just be a housewife because it fulfills you as it is, you have a good routine, and you don't have a job, you're doing nothing wrong because it's the most difficult job on earth. If you couple that with work, with business, the way Brooke actually is, she's not in the category of just being a housewife. She does work. She works for her husband's business. Then you're incredible. If you top that with trying to get an education or trying to run your own little business empire, well, then you are also Superwoman. Congratulations, but no option is bad. What has happened where we are living in a day and age where traditional gender roles are now being demonized? Women against women. So feminism is about giving women equality, giving women the choice, giving women the option. And then when that option is given to the woman and she decides to use it for, I don't know, being a housewife, waking up with a husband, that is not acceptable to you because it doesn't match your lifestyle. Grow up. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, all my social media links are in the description box below. Please join Rational Rise TV, Telegram, and subscribe and like my videos. God bless.